Te reo ererangi o te mānia. This episode was produced in Otatahi by Plains Media, with support from New Zealand On Air.
Not feeling good enough is a regular thought, I think, for parents. So today we're going to be talking about that as parents ourselves and as professionals. I'm joined by Juliet and Kate. It's going to be wild.
Thanks for joining us for Being Real Parents with me, Anna, and my colleague and buddy,
Kate. We work in the parenting space.
And it's here where we'll talk about our worlds as parents, the good, the not so good, and the hilarious, and mix this with what we know about behaviour and psychology.
So yeah, not feeling good enough.
Yeah, that's quite the intro, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I have at least a moment a day where you kind of feel this, or, you know, it like kind of just touches so often, hey, in parenting.
Yeah. In life.
In life.
Yeah.
All areas
Yeah,
of
are we
life.
just talking parenting, or is this just general how we feel on a daily basis?
Yeah.
I hope it's reassuring that this is normal.
Yeah. It's reassuring for me.
That's what we felt when you said
that other people are feeling this way.
Yeah, when I said this was the topic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got
Good,
that.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I can
not
talk
just
to that.
Especially this, we're at the coming to the end of the school holidays. It's
Yeah.
definitely a current feeling.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, cool. When does it pop up for you? Long silence.
Well, it's kind of all the time. I was also thinking I'm talking myself down a
When
lot
does it
today.
not pop
Yeah. It'd be better to focus on. That it's also like the internal feeling, but then the feeling you get from other people towards what you're doing. That could be my children.
Oh, yeah.
Providing
The
feedback
feedback.
I haven't requested. Or social media or other parents
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
kind of other people you interact with.
yeah,
Whether it's direct.
yeah. So
They're
there's an
telling you.
external aspect.
Yeah.
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 I think maybe for me a lot to do with just general mood and where I'm feeling on the day. So if my cup's feeling pretty low, it's not going to take much for me to kind of go and move into that space.
Yeah.
Where if I'm kind of feeling a little bit more on top of life in general, looking after myself a little bit better, or, you know, just generally feeling like my cup is a bit more full,
Yeah.
then it maybe takes a little bit more to push me into that space.
Yeah, that's interesting, hey, because when I was, like, coming into the studio this morning, I was like, what a great day. Like, and I don't know what, it was because I got ready in 7 minutes,
Yeah,
which really helped.
I love that it was one of the first things you said to me when I saw you.
Like a mega thing. And then that meant that I got to the office, and it meant that I could prepare a little bit for my day, and it meant that I could walk to the studio through the leaves.
Nice.
And so, and so kind of thinking about this felt a bit harder because maybe my cup is a little bit fuller this morning. Yeah.
And how much of that feeling good in your day is in your control?
Yes.
And how much is it's nicer weather today than we've previously had? And,
Yeah.
you know, the things
That's
that you
very true.
can't
Yeah.
control, but make you feel good or don't feel good.
Yeah. But that's an aspect, isn't it, to overcoming, looking for the tiny little things that, that do support us to feel a bit better or fill our cup.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you were obviously feeling like today's your day, but when for you was it that it kind of pops up, Anna?
Oh, that's a really good point. So when does it pop up for me? Yeah. Again, just when I feel like I haven't done my best in the situation at the time.
Yeah.
And then I'm reflecting on that, and it's just that millisecond of reflection going, oh, you're so shit at this, you know? Or social media does it for me a bit as well, like, you know, scrolling through reels and then just getting into the vortex of doom.
Yeah.
Because everyone's houses are white, it seems, and they remain that way. How do they think
How
of
is it that we know this about social media and scrolling, but we still do it? Because I've had the same thoughts over the school holidays of these people having these great holidays and there's no tantrums and the kids are so happy with whatever activity they're doing.
Yeah.
And
Whatever you set up for them.
So it seems.
I'm like, that's not my experience of the holidays. And so, but how can we know this but still get into that?
Because I am busy watching rolling panda bears and, and cats falling off things.
Yes,
and then next
cats.
minute, some woman on her white couch is telling me about how I should be doing things.
Yeah.
Is it always the hack that you as a first-time parent, you wish you knew? There'll be some random, put a banana in the freezer and then give it to them for teething or like, guys, these are not giant hacks.
Yeah, learning to just go away. I don't have to have you in my life. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only we could do that.
If only we didn't need so
Can you
much
give us the-
dopamine.
Yeah, I know. That sort of is, it's that hit.
Yeah.
Right, we'll work through it.
You're listening to Being Real Parents on Plains Media, broadcasting on 96.9 FM, streaming live and available as a podcast on plains.org.nz.
So what do we do about
Yeah, where do we go with this?
not feeling good enough? We've established that it happens. We all feel it.
Yeah.
Normal.
It's perpetuated by social media. Yes,
Yep.
that's true. Normal because it's there for a reason, and the reason is that it propels us into wanting to do a little bit better. Yeah. But the trick is not to leave ourselves there. So find the things that will bring ourselves away from that feeling. Yeah.
So we don't want to be sitting in that place all the time, feeling low, feeling not good enough, feeling like we can't do anything that we need to do.
Find those little magic moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and recognising when that's becoming that you are in that space too, or feeling like you're, in that space too much.
Yeah.
And that's become an issue.
Yeah.
Because it's completely okay and normal, like we're saying, to be there sometimes, and to validating that for ourselves as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And just being kinder to ourselves as well. Like, that little voice that kicks off in my head that says, Anna, you are rubbish at everything you do. Or whatever's on that day that really, because that inner voice is not my friend all the time. But I often think about that. What would I be saying to a friend who is feeling like this right now? Yeah.
And I think the reflection of whether we're talking parenting or whatever in our life, that we don't do everything perfectly, as much as social media tells us that there are mums out there with white couches that live a perfect life.
Yes.
That's not the human experience.
It's not realistic.
Yeah. So to have the self-reflection of, okay, I'm feeling like this now, but why am I feeling like this? What can I do differently?
Yeah.
And then look for those strategies.
Yeah.
And be kind.
And there's nothing wrong with reflecting on the things that we don't do that well, like coming away from parenting and going, ooh, that was not my best moment, and then going back and cleaning that up.
Yeah, because that's what makes us better, right?
Aye.
Like, that's where the magic happens.
Yeah. And that's that's great learning for our kids as well.
I was just thinking that it's something that I've been talking to particularly one of my kids about, is it's okay to not get things right. It's okay to do things that feel hard and not get them right and keep practicing at them, which is what parenting is.
Great modelling.
Yeah, it's so funny, isn't it? Because you hear all this stuff all the time around, we don't have to be perfect and that kind of thing, but we're still aspiring to it. Like, what is wrong with us in that?
Do you know, one of the things I wondered about when we were thinking about this topic was, in the 1950s, did parents go, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough at this? I think probably they did, even without social media.
Yes.
So it's been around for so long.
Yeah.
Why do we keep doing it? Why do we keep feeling so negative about ourselves and feeling like we can't do things?
Being human.
Yeah.
Part of being human.
The normality that we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just continually coming back to us being reflective, and wanting to do better.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference between us and other animals, isn't it? Like, my dog doesn't go, oh, how could I do this better next time?
That we know of.
you know, I don't have a dog, but my cat doesn't do that. You know, they don't go, oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, sorry, I scratched the human being. I definitely won't do that if it hurts me next time. You know, they just don't go away going, oops, overreacted.
It wasn't as scary as I thought. Yeah.
So that's what we have and have to deal with. Yeah.
So what are the things that we can do? What are the strategies to try and have less of the negative feelings and the not feeling good enough?
I think a lot of it is validating it again. Like, acknowledging that little voice that says that you're not doing a good job. Have a laugh at her, or, like, you know, make it a bit fun. Because for me, that lightens the mood instantly. Like, oh, there she is.
Back again.
Whatever. You don't know anything anyway. You know, like...
Sassy teenager.
But just acknowledging it. Like, it's there, so you can't make, you know, just validate it and acknowledge it, that it's there.
And like we were talking about earlier, finding the ways that do fill your cup.
Yeah.
The things you can control.
Yeah.
The joy that you can spot.
Yeah.
In your day or in that moment.
Yeah. Reaching out to people too, like mates that will, you know, validate this stuff for me.
Yeah.
And say me too. And if you've got perfect mates, come talk to us.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally. Because we'll totally validate that for you.
Oh yeah, after hearing this, you'll be like, oh, those guys get it. I think those are the sorts of things that we look for, isn't it? And also not being afraid to just stuff up and own it and, you know, clean it up. And because some of those times that I have stuffed up and then I've gone back and cleaned it up, I'm actually kind of prouder of.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it feels awful having to do it in the first instance. Yeah.
But that reconnect as well with our kids does feel amazing. You're like, okay, sometimes it feels stronger, that relationship, than prior to the situation happening, hey?
Yeah,
you might have just kind of been floating along, and then when something's happened and you've like reconnected and like cleaned it up, as you say, that relationship can feel stronger after that, I reckon. Yeah,
I totally agree with that. Same with other relationships too, friendships, partners. Yeah.
And the role modelling that gives to our kids, and also looks after their mental health longer term, that they don't have to be perfect. Yeah. I've seen my parents do the up and down and the things not always go well.
Yeah.
It's so nice to let our kids know that when we stuff up, it's actually not their fault.
Yeah.
I think our kids live with that quite a lot sometimes, that, oh, I should have, or da-da-da-da, or... and it's good to give them that kind of reprieve.
Yeah. Yep. Because you don't necessarily know what's going inside their head or their understanding of a situation.
Yeah,
that we thought was obvious.
Yeah, they're good at bringing it back to themselves, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and good at saying sorry too, you know, like, oh, sorry, Mama, when it was me that lost.
Yes.
All right, cool. Bring more guilt to this. I'm not ready yet to own this. Just bear with me.
I need some more reflecting.
Oh, it's so true. But that's a good point, though. Like, so if somebody was going, oh, man, that's me, and then they decided to call us and say, can I come and talk to you for a session?
Yeah.
What would we be saying in that? How would we be working with them?
Well, like Kate said, start with the validating of the normality of it.
Yeah.
So they can start to not carry that load all the time.
Yeah. Talk about who they want to be, or those magic moments, and you know, how we can work towards that as, you know, being more of that, having more of that as a goal.
Yeah, consider like what's already working.
Yeah.
And how to strengthen that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. More fun is often a thing, eh? I want to have more fun with my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because we always talk about, like, starting with play and having that time to play with your kids. And I'm always really conscious of what that looks like or doesn't look like in a house, especially as the kids get older.
Yeah.
And spending that time with them.
Yeah.
That connection time.
Because that often requires us to put ourselves out of our comfort zone a little bit, hey, like potentially being a bit silly or, you know, the play that we're just like, this does not feel comfy.
So like, I don't know what's happening.
I don't want to be a unicorn.
I want to be a unicorn.
Like the ad on TV with the unicorn and the dinosaur chasing each other.
Yeah, this doesn't feel good at all. And so I can see how people avoid doing it if it doesn't feel comfy. You're like, I don't want to do that.
It's also like the cleanup and the mess that it makes.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like it's just more for me to do later.
Yeah.
That's also what comes into my head sometimes.
Yeah, so those are things that we'd explore, hey, about, like, what's going to work.
Yeah.
You know, what is possible.
Yeah, how can we make this a reality?
Yeah.
Because it needs to fit within their house and be achievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no point, obviously, coming up with a plan that's just not realistic. Like, you go away and be like, I'm not doing any of this.
Like, you need to be a white couch. You need to have, like, everything needs to be clean.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
You need a
parenting.
calm corner
Yes.
decked out with all the things.
Yes.
Yeah.
That will never stay in the calm corner.
That
But
will
you're all over the house.
travel the travelling calm corner shit that is everywhere. So that when you need it, there's no, it's a bare corner, basically.
Yeah.
So calm.
As you're running around the house going, where's that fidget spinner?
Where's my breathing apparatus?
Oh, God.
Oh, God, we're so cynical, aren't we? Of what we see on Instagram. Hey, that's what we see. We go, oh, what you need to do is set up a calm corner. No, you don't. You don't. You just need to find a place that feels okay to be calm.
Yeah. What actually works for you. Hey?
Yeah, and what works for your kids. If they need to be under the bed, that's okay. If you need to be under the bed, go do it.
Yeah.
Where's Mum? I don't know. She's under the bed again. But it is so good to know about what your needs are.
Yeah.
And to do that reflection.
Yeah, that's right. And also the other thing is as well is that comparing stuff comes up a lot, doesn't it? And I like to talk to parents about what are their values. Like, what the hell is it that, you know, is important to you, not the white-couched mama.
Yeah, and that can even come just from conversations with your friends as well. Hey, like, if they're like, I did this or this, and instantly you're like, oh, I haven't done that. Like, it's everywhere. It doesn't matter, like, who you're really talking to or where you are. You kind of instantly reflect on what you've done in comparison.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what we envisage happened is probably not what happened.
Actually happens.
Yeah. Like, I took my kids on a bike ride. Sounds like you actually took your kids on a bike ride. Didn't carry a bike and a screaming child and, like, my bike rides, you know? What, you know?
Or the 20 minutes beforehand to convince them, yes, we are going on a bike ride. This is actually happening. You do need to wear appropriate clothing.
Yeah.
We are going for more than 1 minute.
It's so
Where
often,
are your shoes?
So often we don't want to tell that bit of the story. Like, why would we want
the
to?
lovely picture of out in the sun
Yeah.
with the grass in the background.
Yeah, smiling kids.
Yeah.
And you can see why we only take the bike ride bit and think everyone else is just doing that. Like, how come my bike ride looks like this? Because no one's telling you about that
It's
bit.
really unsupportive, isn't it? It's really unsupportive.
It's all the background work, right? It's like, you know, the production that you watch, but all the background work that goes into that.
Yeah.
They don't see all the background stuff
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
No.
All the after party. How that all goes down.
Yeah. Then you're hiding under the bed.
I wish I'd never seen it. I've never met anyone yet that hides under the bed, just saying. Children, yes.
Less than the adults.
Here's an example. My daughter decided that well, I was watching reels and I thought it was a good idea as well, but making toffee apples with a wee gang of children. What a fun thing to do.
Oh, so more than one child.
More than one child.
What could possibly go wrong?
Wow.
So hot.
Yeah.
Toffee is like, I might as well be asking them to weld, iron or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so dangerous. And then sticky, like once it finally cools down, there's so much sticky everywhere. And then I found, and then they only eat, they don't eat it, do they?
Yeah,
like,
because
they're really good.
They're so hard to eat, toffee apples.
You're like, all this effort and you're not even going to eat it.
It was enormous effort that went into that. And the after party meant I found one of them one toffee apple clinging to a curtain.
Oh,
it was everywhere.
Oh my god.
It was quite the after party.
Yeah,
I imagine you for weeks you were still just cleaning up toffee from random locations.
Bear in mind, I didn't create a reel out of that.
Yes.
Well, I couldn't because I was so scared some child was going to come away with 3rd-degree burns.
The realism behind the toffee apples at the end.
Isn't it great though when you start something like that? You're like, yeah, I'm so
cool.
owning
Come
this. Like, this is such a fun activity. I'm really into this.
Oh my God, don't do that! Stop! Don't! Oh my God!
All those internal thoughts. You're like, why did I start this? What am I doing? Like, this was the worst idea ever. This has gone so pear-shaped and now I'm just an absolute mess.
My example of that was during lockdown. My friend said I should make rainbow rice, which I did.
What is rainbow rice?
So it's just you put food colouring in rice and you can do the different colours. And I made it and it was sitting in a jug and it was layered and it looked really cool.
Yeah.
And then so eventually I let them play with it. And then there was rice. It was meant to be outside.
They hadn't even touched it.
Well, eventually,
Just pretty
because it
jar.
just looked nice. But then I let them play with it. It was meant to be outside in like one of those like little pool things.
Oh.
It got through the house. And then all the colours meld together and it's just like this brown, blacky, like it looked disgusting. And I was just like, this rice everywhere. I'm like, I'm never doing rainbow rice again.
Yeah, rice.
Those are the sorts of things that blow up your vacuum as well.
And you're just finding pieces of rice forever.
We were in a rental property. I was just like, what have we done? I've never ever made it again.
Oh. Needless to say, I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, you're not missing out on anything there.
No.
All right, so our top tips for today. Number 1 is recognising and knowing that this is totally normal. Hopefully this podcast really affirms that for people, that, feeling not enough in our parenting is totally normal and that it's okay to feel like this sometimes. Number 2 is to find those moments, the magic moments when things are feeling good and really recognising that no matter how small they are, but actually just noticing those moments and how they can change our mood sometimes. And number 3 is knowing that we are here and obviously really willing to validate this stuff for you guys. That, if anything's feeling tricky in your parenting, you can totally reach out to us.
Awesome. Thanks for being with us today.
We hope you've learned that while parenting is challenging sometimes, that's totally normal. It's been fun having you with us. Keep being amazing.